headlines on this Friday is CBS congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane. Scott, as always, great to see you. All right, let's go ahead and dive right in.
Hey, Simone, Larry, good to be here.
Yeah, good to have you. Let's jump right in with the latest on deportation and some of the legal challenges that we're seeing coming with it. CBS is reporting that the Trump administration has approached nations like Angola and Equatorial Guinea to accept migrants who are not their citizens to aid with the deportation efforts. What are you hearing about this?
Huge local concern among members of Congress from Virginia and Maryland about this, about other nations being used to house more suspected foreign nationals. We also heard Libya being proposed as one of the destinations for deportees. All of this brings back the local case from Prince George's County of Kilmar Abrego Garcia. There are some deadlines coming up in Greenbelt in that case in the coming days where a judge is trying to secure the return of Abrego Garcia from the Salvadoran detention center. The Trump administration has been pushing back on these court orders, and that really is where the rubber hits the road, Simone. Is the executive branch, is the administration going to follow the orders of the court with that deportation or others, potentially to other nations, still to come?
All right, let's talk about this massive FBI crackdown on alleged child sex abuse offenders. The investigation spanned the entire country. Hundreds of people were arrested. What else do we know about this?
Those include local cases. It was announced Wednesday by the Attorney General Pam Bondi. They call this initiative Operation Restore Justice to ratchet up investigations of and arrests of those involved with child sex exploitation. The arrests were made over multiple months, but there's a bigger, more fundamental issue here, that the number of reports of possible child exploitive images and the sharing of those images has just soared since 2021 and 2022. Every kid carrying a phone makes this more of a risk. The advent of social media and expansion of it makes this a risk. This is something we've heard from Maryland State Police, Virginia State Police. They are seeing more of this. The Department of Justice is trying to get their hands around it, but it is a growing problem.
Chilling when you think that hundreds were arrested, he said, locally as well. Scott, I wanted to ask you, President Donald Trump says he will appoint Fox News host and former prosecutor Jeanine Pirro as interim U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia. We were just talking with Rafa about this, but I'm curious what you're hearing on Capitol Hill about this choice.
Some of this goes right down party lines. I've been talking to Democrats. Glenn Ivey of Prince George's County saying it's just not the right choice, putting a TV figure with limited experience in this position. The head of the D.C. Republican Party, Patrick Mara, told me it's a good choice by the president, a suitable choice for this role. So some of that's traditional party lines. But I've also been talking, Simone, with former January 6 prosecutors who used to work in that office, were fired or resigned after Trump took over. And they say that it is a step up to have Ed Martin, a January 6th denier, out of that position. It's unclear what Jeanine Pirro thinks about those Capitol riot prosecutions and pardons, though she has been in lockstep with President Trump.
All right. CBS congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane, appreciate your time tonight. Thank you.
All new at 4.